This is Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl. Now from the Collins Aerospace Studio at the Nordloff Center in downtown Rockford, here's your host, Eric Wilson.
Welcome and Merry Christmas. This, if you can't tell, is our Christmas weekend edition of Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl. It may be hard to believe that I don't have a Christmas-themed tie, so I went with the hat. I'm channeling Buddy the Elf. What's your favorite color? All of our contestants are in the spirit, too. Let's welcome them to this Christmas edition of Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl. Oh, and this is going to be a good game, too. That's our gift to you this Christmas weekend. Let's say hello to the Christian Life Eagles first. This is 10 out of 10 seasons that the Eagles have competed in Quiz Bowl. Last appearance in the Elite Eight was their best showing so far. Led by Logan, of course, if we've watched play our game since he played for the middle school team. Now he's leading the high schoolers. Logan, introduce us to your starting lineup.
On my far right is Brighton, on my near right is Kylie, and on my near left is Haley.
We're so glad that you are here. Good luck to the Christian Life Eagles taking on the Harlem Huskies. Also in the Christmas spirit, also a team that has been around all 10 of our seasons. That's really impressive, and we appreciate you supporting the show as well. Also, like Christian Life, best showing was the Elite Eight, but that was all the way back in Season 6. Maya, I'm sure that you have your eyes set on at least the Elite Eight, maybe even more.
Maybe even more,
Who
hopefully.
knows? Who did you bring with you today?
So on my far right, this is Avery, and then this is Ella, and this is Gabby.
All right, we're all ready to go. We're all in the spirit. Quick, what are the 4 food groups? Candy, candy canes, candy corns, and syrup. Come on, you guys.
Obviously.
The questions are going to get harder after this. Hands on your buzzers for our buzz-in round today. Remember the 2 most important rules, really, you guys, is wait for me to call your name and then say your answer loudly and clearly. Let's have some fun this weekend, shall we? Hands on your buzzers for our first question. What car company, which forms an alliance with Renault and Mitsubishi, makes the Rogue SUV, the Frontier pickup, and the Leaf electric car? Logan.
Subaru?
Incorrect. Harlem, you could get the first points of the game. Gabby.
Ford.
Incorrect. Nissan. Nissan makes all of those cars. In golf, what 6-letter term refers to a score 1 below par on a given hole? Logan.
Birdie.
That is right. First points of the game go to Christian Life. What term from the Turkish for new soldier names the Ottoman military forces originally formed from enslaved Christians taken in the Devshirme system? Considered the first standing army of modern Europe, those are the Janissaries. What term, which originally named the Soviet agency in charge of forced labor camps, is also used in English for the camps themselves? Logan.
Gulags?
Gulags, that is correct. What president was in office during the XYZ affair, signed the Alien and Sedition Acts, and served for 1 term after succeeding George Washington? Logan.
John Adams.
Correct. President number 2. What river, which receives the Tonle Sap in Phnom Penh, empties into the South China Sea in southern Vietnam? Logan.
The Yellow River?
Incorrect. Harlem. These could be your first points of the game. It's the longest river in Southeast Asia, the Mekong River, or Mekong River. What wave property, whose square is proportional to its intensity, is a wave's maximum displacement, or equivalently, the height of its peaks? Logan.
Its amplitude?
That is correct, not to be confused with frequency, which is how many peaks there are in a certain time frame. What biblical patriarch's sons were Shem, Ham, and Logan?
Noah?
That's correct. Probably better known for his ark than his sons, but you didn't need that, and you got it. What woman whose husband wrote the elegy Adonais and whose mother authored Vindication of the Rights of Woman wrote the horror novel Frankenstein? Logan.
Mary Shelley.
That is correct. She married poet Percy Bysshe Shelley. Christian Life's up to 60 points now. What Italian-American physicist lends his name to particles with half-integer spins and created the first man-made nuclear chain reaction? There's also a lab in the Chicago suburbs named for him, Enrico Fermi. What item was the subject of a 1964 great debate that rejected the Pearson pennant as the red ensign's replacement in favor of a maple leaf design? Logan.
The Canadian flag?
That's right. Hard to think of this flag actually without the maple leaf. Gerald Ford became vice president after what man? Former Logan.
Richard Nixon.
Incorrect. I will finish for Harlem. After what man a former governor of Maryland pleaded guilty to tax evasion and resigned in 1973? Spiro Agnew resigned first, which made Ford vice president, and then when Nixon resigned, Ford became president. What material forms due to compression of peat, has subtypes like anthracite and bituminous, and is a black-colored rock burned as a fossil fuel? Logan.
Coal.
Coal is correct. And if you're naughty, Santa's going to put that in your stocking. That buzzer also means we're out of time. Christian Life had a roll this round, pretty solid round, up to 80 points. Harlem's not on the board yet, but we got a lot of game to play. Our next round is volleyball, and it's up after this break. We're here for our Christmas edition of Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl, and Christian Life's off to a pretty strong start. They have 80 points. Harlem's going to get some points this round. We can feel it, right, Maya? We got a lot of questions coming up as well, too. Plenty of rounds to play after that. Before we get to our volleyball round, we want to thank our judge today, Michelle Markham, who is the Public Information Officer for the Rockford Police Department. She has been a friend of ours for a long time, and she's one of those people when you say, hey, Michelle, can you help us out and be a judge? She's yes is out of her mouth before you even finish the sentence. So, Michelle, we appreciate you being here. Let's move on to our volleyball contestants. It's a conferring round. Work as a team, but the answers need to come from the captains, Logan and Maya. Logan, you get the first volleyball question this week. Are you ready?
Yes.
Here we go. Richard Francis Burton disguised himself as a Muslim to enter what city where he performed the tawaf ritual of walking around the Kaaba?
Mecca.
Yes, the Kaaba is in Mecca. And you get the first points of the round. We're going to go to Harlem now for their first question. Maya, here it comes. What element's cation is bonded to HCO3, the bicarbonate anion, in baking soda? It also joins with chloride to make table salt. Sodium is what we needed. Back to Christian Life. What alliterative term for a paint made from lime or chalk can refer to a punishment given to Tom Sawyer or an attempt to cover up one's misdeeds?
Whitewashing.
Yes, you knew that before I even finished the sentence. You politely let me finish. Let's go back over to Maya and the Huskies. What name is shared by the German state that surrounds Berlin and a gate in the heart of Berlin? Also the name of a handful of Bach concertos, Brandenburg. That's the Brandenburg Gate that was referred to in the question. Back to Christian Life. What author wrote about the death of a Native American named Chingachgook in his novel The Pioneers, which is in his series, The Leatherstocking Tales? Probably better known for Last of the Mohicans, James Fenimore Cooper. Back to Harlem. In AD 61, Catus Decianus fled what Roman province after his actions toward the Iceni tribe prompted Boudica to lead a revolt against Roman rule? That was a tough one. That province was called Britannia. Back to Christian Life. What type of tissue that is rich in mitochondria contains the proteins actin and myosin and is classified as smooth, cardiac, or skeletal? Those are all types of muscles. Back to Harlem. What British scientists' 1801 double-slit experiment showed light could display characteristics of both a wave and a particle?
Isaac Newton.
That was a solid guess. Thomas Young. Back to Christian Life. What maritime province in Canada includes Cape Breton Island, is to the southeast of New Brunswick, and has a Latin name meaning New Scotland?
Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia. That last clue probably helped as well. Harlem. That's in Canada. What word for a kind of psychological manipulation taken from the title of a 1944 film was chosen as Merriam-Webster's Word of the Year for 2022?
Gaslighting?
You got it, yeah. And that sound means our time is up for the round. So you squeaked in at the end there and you got some points, Harlem. That's something to be happy about, right? It is, it's something, Maya. But let's be honest, our next round, there's a lot of points available. Lightning round, if you run a category in Lightning, you will tie this game right up. Lightning is coming up in a couple of minutes, but first you get to play at home with the Bergstrom bonus question. See if you get the answer right after the break.
In total, 364 gifts will be given during the 12 days of Christmas. What will my true love give to me on the 5th day?
It is halftime here at the Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl, and one of these teams could take home a great gift. That would be a pizza party from Lino's. But nothing's for free around here. You have to prove you know some stuff. That's our Bergstrom bonus question. If you're watching at home, you already saw the question. Our contestants haven't yet. So hands on your buzzers, contestants. Let me know if you know the answer to this bonus question. In total, 364 gifts will be given during the 12 days of Christmas. What will my true love give to me on the 5th day? Go ahead, Logan.
5 golden rings.
Yes, now you have to sing it. No, you don't. 5 golden rings, very good. And Christmas, of course, kicks off the 12 days of Christmas, so thank you in advance for all those partridges in a pear tree. I don't know where I'm going to put them all, but thank you. We'll take a break and come back with our Nika IBEW lightning round, change these scores a bit. We are back after Logan gave his team an early Christmas gift, that pizza party from Lino's of Rockford. In all of our breaks, we've been singing Christmas carols, so that's kind of how we've been passing the time. Hopefully you're doing the same thing at home. Now we get back to business. The Nika IBEW lightning round has a lot of points on the line here. If you run the category, it's 100, and Harlem, that would put you in a tie for the lead with Christian Life. You'll close that gap quite a bit. You also get the first pick, Maya. So here are the 3 categories this week. Chemical elements, NFL duos, or Chicago?
Chicago. Sure. We'll do Chicago.
Eva was really committal. She's like, whatever, sure. Could pay off, who knows? Answer the following about Chicago. So nothing cryptic about this topic. It's all about the city of Chicago. You've got 60 seconds to run this category, and then Logan, you'll have 30 seconds to get to whatever's left over after their 60. And both teams, remember the option to pass. Don't let the clock use up too much time on you, and then you don't have time to hear all of the questions. You ready, Maya?
I'm ready.
Here's your first one. Answer the following about Chicago. It is the most populous city in this state.
Illinois.
Correct. The Great Lake on which it lies.
Michigan.
Correct. University of Chicago law professor elected president in 2008.
Obama.
Correct. NFL team that plays at Soldier Field.
The Bears.
Correct. Skyscraper that was once the world's tallest building.
The Willis Tower.
Correct. 1871 disaster, sometimes blamed on
Great
Mrs.
Chicago
O'Leary's
Fire.
cow.
The Great Chicago Fire.
Correct. Democrat elected the city's mayor in 2023.
Pass.
Chicago Airport named for 1942 battle.
O'Hare.
Incorrect. Particle accelerator in the Chicago suburbs.
Pass.
Hull House co-founder and the first U.S. woman to win the Nobel Peace Prize.
Pass.
Democrat elected the city's mayor in 2023.
Pass.
Particle accelerator in the Chicago suburbs.
Pass.
And that's our time. 60 seconds is up. It's not bad. 6 of them right. You're up to 70 points. That's pretty good. There's 4 left for you, Logan and the gang, so I will read them as fast as I can so you can efficiently use your 30 seconds. If you've been paying attention, you might be able to go through these fast. Are you ready for your first one?
Yes.
Answer the following about Chicago. Democrat elected the city's mayor in 2023.
Pass.
Chicago Airport named for a 1942 battle.
Midway.
That's correct. Particle accelerator in the Chicago suburbs.
Pass.
Hull House co-founder and the first U.S. woman to win the Nobel Peace Prize.
Jane Addams.
That is correct. Democrat elected the city's mayor in 2023.
Pass.
Particle accelerator in the Chicago suburbs. No time left, or your 30 seconds are up. You added 20 points to your score. You're up to 130. Here are the two that no one got. Chicago's mayor is Brandon Johnson. And that lab just down the road from us is Fermi Lab. That's the particle accelerator. All right, so Harlem has closed the gap a little bit, 60 points within Christian Life, but Logan, you could expand that gap with your answers to one of these last two categories. You pick chemical elements or NFL duos.
Chemical elements.
All right, we'll leave the sports question to the wayside. Name these elements. This is a major clue. Every answer has an atomic symbol that starts with a vowel. All of your answers will have a symbol that begins with a vowel.
Okay.
Chemical elements. 60 seconds on the clock. Logan, are you ready?
Yes.
Here we go. By mass, the primary component of water.
Oxygen.
Correct. Element with atomic number 13 used to make soda cans.
Aluminum.
Correct. Halogen added to salt that the thyroid needs.
Iodine.
Correct. Metal whose sterling alloy is used to make utensils.
Silver.
Correct. The most malleable metal.
Gold.
Correct. Radioactive element obtained from yellow cake.
Pass.
Third most abundant element in Earth's atmosphere.
Pass.
Toxic element found below phosphorus on the periodic table.
Pass.
Transition metal named for the Greek goddess of the rainbow.
Pass.
Noble gas named in 2016 for a Russian physicist.
Oganesson.
That is correct. Radioactive element obtained from, and that's our time, 60 seconds is up. 6 of them right. You're now up to 190, just a question shy or 10 points shy of 200. So there's 30 seconds left for you to get these last 4. Maya, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Name these elements, and remember every answer has an atomic symbol that starts with a vowel. Radioactive element obtained from yellow cake.
Uranium.
That's correct. Third most abundant element in Earth's atmosphere.
Oxygen.
Incorrect. Toxic element found below phosphorus on the periodic table.
Pass.
Transition metal named after the Greek goddess of the rainbow.
Iridium.
That is correct. Toxic element found below phosphorus on the periodic table. And that is our time. Pretty solid pickup there. You got 2 of them of the 4 that were left, so you're up to 90. The 2 no one got. Third most abundant element in the atmosphere, it goes nitrogen, oxygen, then argon. Argon is the third element. And the toxic element found below phosphorus on the periodic table is arsenic. Also in the title of one of the most produced high school plays on the planet, Arsenic and Old Lace. All right, we're going to take a break and come back with our Mercy Health Final Challenge. It's a 100-point game, but we have seen teams come from behind in that far of a deficit before and actually win. And each of our questions in the next round is worth 20 points. We'll join you for that in just a second. No matter what happens at the end of this game, the Christmas cheer is alive and well here at the Nordloff Center in downtown Rockford. Here's our score situation as we head into our Mercy Health Final Challenge. Christian Life has 190, Harlem has 90. 100 points between our teams, simple math, but we've seen scores change pretty quickly and gaps like that close quickly as well because in the final challenge, each question is worth 20 points. Other than that, same rules as our first round. Hands on your buzzers, contestants. Wait for me to call your name before you answer. Say the answer loudly and clearly. Good luck. Here is our first question in the final challenge. What state, whose power grid is largely disconnected from the rest of the continental U.S., suffered massive blackouts in a February 2021 ice storm? Logan.
Texas.
That is Texas. That's right. You get the first points of the round. You're above 200. What team won the 1997 and 2003 World Series, currently stars Cy Young winner Sandy Alcantara, and plays at Kylie?
The Marlins.
That is right. The Miami Marlins. They play at Lone Depot Park in South Florida. Lake Nasser formed in the 1960s as the result of the construction of what dam along the Nile River? Logan.
The Aswan Dam.
Aswan Dam is right. 3 in a row, Christian Life. The holder of what position outranks the President pro tem in the U.S. Senate and is first in line to assume the presidency if the president dies? Logan.
The vice president.
That's right. Simple civics question there. Another one for you. What 1944 law provided benefits, including college tuition and subsidized loans, to returning World War II veterans? Logan.
The GI Bill.
GI Bill is correct. What author who wrote about a centenarian in Violetta and used magical realism in The House of the Spirits is a cousin of a former leader of Chile? Her cousin is Salvador Allende, that is Isabel Allende. What poem, published in 1888 and subtitled A Ballad of the Republic, depicts a mighty baseball player striking out? Logan.
Casey at bat.
That's right. There is no joy in Mudville at the end of that poem. What 2023 film, which ends with the title Preteen Girl, played by Abby Ryder Fortson getting her period, is an adaptation of a Judy Blume Italy?
Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret.
That is correct. That's the Judy Blume novel. The rapper Drake still receives royalty checks from his appearances on a show set at what fictional high school in Toronto? Maya.
Degrassi.
Degrassi is correct. Harlem, those are your points. You're above 100. What English king, during whose reign the transatlantic slave trade was banned in the British Empire, ruled during the American War of Independence? Logan.
George III.
George III is right. He sings a love song to the colonies in the musical Hamilton as well. What painting in which a garment shaped like a brain sits behind God and the first human is at the center of the Sistine Chapel's ceiling? Logan.
The Creation of Adam.
That is right. It's amazing to see in person. What European country whose green line buffer zone separates its Turkish and Greek regions is governed from Nicosia and is a Mediterranean island? Logan.
Cyprus.
Cyprus is correct, and that is how we end the round. 10 points shy of 400 and one of our highest scores of the season. Christian Life, congratulations. You are moving on to our Sweet 16. Great job. And Harlem, you guys are good sports. You're leading the applause for them. That was great. How many of you are seniors? Oh, man, so Avery, you have to come back next season and you're going to lead the team to victory next season. We can feel it.
Yes, she will.
Yes, and Maya has full confidence in you. That should mean a lot as well. So thank you guys for being here. We really hope you had some fun. It was a lot of fun to watch you play, and you always bring the energy and still smiling at the end of the game. We love it. Next week is our New Year's Eve game, Marengo versus Oregon. But before we leave you, a very special question. What is the best way to spread Christmas cheer?
Sing loud for all to hear.
That's right. Thank you. Merry Christmas. We'll see you next week.